Hello! I thought I wasn't going to do another reading vlog in November, but here I am. I really want to do it because I enjoy doing them and I do find it motivates me to read a little bit more. Apologise if you can hear the noise outside. There's some big van or something doing something. But anyway, I've got a couple of updates for you already. So today's Monday the 18th of November, so I would have skipped 3 days from the ending of my last vlog. In the meantime, I've managed to go to Milton Keynes and buy 10 books, so there will be a book haul coming at some point. I won't be showing them in this video just because I am planning, hopefully, to film the book haul for the video of next week. My other update is that on Saturday, I believe, I really was in a reading mood after book shopping. But so I went to my bookshelf and thought, I really don't know what I want to read because I was in the mood for everything and anything. So I consulted my TBR jar. I wish I filmed it, but I didn't because, like I said, I didn't know if I was going to film more vlogs this month. But anyway, so the pick that my TBR jar decided to have is Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. I've never read anything by this author, but I know these books were really popular in the past, and I've got the whole trilogy because my friend gifted them to me. Currently, I'm over halfway through, and I'm actually having a good time. I have heard mixed things about these books, this series, but so far I'm really enjoying it. I feel like I just sometimes am in the mood to read a YA sort of generic, almost traditional fantasy, because I'm having a really good time with this one. I'm pretty sure everybody knows what this book is about. It follows our main character Alina, and she is, at first she's a soldier, but then she realizes she's got magic within her, and now she's like whisked away to this royal almost palace where she's trained on how to use the magic, because there's the Darkling, who is a higher up person who wants her for a bigger purpose, to destroy the Shadowfold, whatever that is. I can't quite remember. I'm not sure if it's a little bit of romance, fantasy romance, but I'm having really good time with it so far. I don't always get into fantasy that easily because I find the world building and the names and everything is just a little bit too overwhelming, and I can't always get into the book that easily. But this one is so easy to read. I feel like all the information is laid out to us nicely in a nice pace and at different intervals, so different stages of the book, which is quite nice, and it's really easy to follow, and I'm enjoying the plot. I mean, there's nothing spectacular, nothing special about it, but so far I do feel like it's a 4-star book to me because I'm really enjoying it. And yeah, I feel like I don't have many like strong thoughts or opinions on the book itself, apart from it's just easy to read, easy to follow, interesting plot so far. I enjoy the magic system in this one, it's quite interesting. I like our main character, I like the sort of the side characters. One of them, like not the maid, but the person she's mostly with, I can't remember her name currently, but she's really cool, and just a couple of other side characters, and the Darkling, I'm also quite interested in him too. So I'm having a good time, and I'm so glad that the TBR jar decided to go with this one, which makes me actually want to use my TBR jar a little bit more. But I have made the decision that hopefully, if I follow it, after I finish this one, I have to read 100 pages from the Midnight Sun. Then I can start a new book. By the way, my end of year TBR has changed now. I will probably show you in a minute. And then again, after I finish that one, read another 100 pages of Midnight Sun, then I can start another one, and so on and so forth, because I do want to finish Midnight Sun eventually, and I feel like if I don't force myself, then I just won't. And the problem is its size, not that I'm not interested in, although I do feel like it's currently more like 3.5 maybe that's why I'm not quite that into it. I do wish I didn't leave a massive gap since August when I started it. Was it even earlier? I can't remember. I wish I didn't leave that much of a gap, but I have, so there we go. Also today I started another audiobook. I started Lock Every Door by Riley Sager again, and I'm having a good time with that one again. I've listened to a couple of hours of it today, And this is the book about this girl who finds a job essentially to like babysit the apartment, and it's one of those fancy expensive ones, but when she lives in there a little bit longer, she discovers that it's not all easy and nice, and there might be something sinister going on. So yes, so far I'm really enjoying it. Again, I feel like Riley Sager is becoming the author that I would just buy anything from at this point. At least it does feel like a 4-star again, so I'm having a good time with it. And I find listening to audiobooks currently really cozy for some reason, so I guess I'm back into audiobooks. I don't know how long this phase will last, but so far I'm enjoying it. Let me show you my end of year stack. It could change again, but I thought I'd just keep you updated. This is the stack. It's smaller now than it was before, but I just didn't want to be too overwhelmed with things I have to read, even if I did it myself. So we've got Before We Say Goodbye. This is the 4th book in the series. I'm not looking forward to reading it, but I do feel like this is going to be a breaking point of where I decide if I want to continue in with the series or not, because the previous book was a disappointment and this one is quite short, so it'd be nice to get it done before the end of the year. Then the same one as I've shown before is the Bronski Magisterium, book number 3 in the series, because I do want to make progress, and after this one there'll only be the 4th book left. So I want to finish this book before the end of the year, not the 4th one. I feel like that would be too much pressure. Then I'm still in the mood for Silka's Journey, so I'd like to get to this one before the end of the year. This was on my previous video as well as this one. And then I also have 2 from Tea Time Bookshop, because again I'm subscribed to them and I do want to see if I want to keep being subscribed to them. So the one you've already seen in that video that I've uploaded in the end of the year TBR, it's Freeze, but I've also added Lucky. This one has really low reviews on Goodreads, but that's why I'm kind of intrigued by it, just to see what I think of it. So ideally, if I get to both of them, if not just one would be great. So yeah, that is the end of my TBR thing. I'd like to get to another book, the 3rd book from the Fade Island series as well on my Kindle. That would be great, and I think I will, most likely. And I'm also reading Avon and Somerset Police Procedural by D.I. Dick Nixon series. Can't remember who they're by, but I've finished 3 books so far and would start the 4th one at some point. They're really short and really quick, but I feel like it's been quite a few months since I read the last one, so I'd like to get to that one as well, hopefully before the end of the year. But if not, it's not that big a deal, because I'll just get back to them eventually anyway. So yeah, this is all the update for now, and I'll update you probably when I finish Shadow and Bone, most likely. So yeah. Hello, excuse the dressing gown look, but I'm just about to work out and I've gone back from home and it's freezing today. But today is actually Wednesday the 20th of November, and I'm happy to report that I finished Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo, and I gave it 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. Actually, going into it, I didn't have high expectations, because I have heard people say that it's generic fantasy, that it's not that great, so I went into it fully expecting that I could even DNF it. I was pleasantly surprised by this. I really had a good time with it. I enjoyed the plot. A few points surprised me. It didn't go into the direction that I thought it would go. I liked our main character. I liked another main character, Mal, and their friendship and stuff. I have changed my opinion about the Darkling. If you know, you know, without spoiling anything. But I found it really easy to read, really easy to follow, quite an easy fantasy, which I do like. I don't think I like high stakes fantasy, like epic fantasy, because I feel like you've got to pay a lot more attention to things, and there's a lot more world building and a lot more characters, and it gets all complicated and complex and whatnot. I don't think I like those, but this kind of fantasy I do enjoy. Yes, it's probably a little bit generic, but it's not a new fantasy. It's came out in what, like 2012 maybe, something like that. But I had a really good time with it. I do definitely want to continue, and yeah, it just surprised me quite a bit by how much I enjoyed it. It did help that I was in the mood for absolutely anything and everything. So, but again, if it wasn't for my TBR jar, who knows how long it would have taken me to pick this book up. But in the end, I've had a really good time. Really, really enjoyed it. I don't know if there is anything else to say. I read it quite quickly, within 3 days. For me, it's quite quickly for the book of this size. So that's, I think, also quite impressive to me. And yeah, at some point I will continue with the series. I've already got, like I said, second and third books in the series, so that won't be a problem at all at some point. So yeah, and I've got still about 4 hours left of my audiobook as well. But according to my own rules, I should read 100 pages of Midnight Sun before I move on to anything else. But yesterday I was in such a big mood for police procedurals. I didn't start it. I'm surprised as well. But I'm really, really in the mood for it. So I don't know what I'll decide to do after my workout, shower and dinner. But I really want to start The Reckoning by Jane Casey, which is the second book in the series after The Burning. But this is big, and I didn't really want to start a big book before the end of the year because that might put me in a reading slump, as I think has happened in the past. But the first book I read within like a week, so it's quite fast for a book of this size, although it's only actually not that big, 460 pages, so it is kind of big and a lot of detail. But this kind of genre is the one that I usually fly through, so that might not be a problem. But again, like I said, according to my rule, I'm supposed to read 100 pages of Midnight Sun. So I don't know, if I cave, I'm probably going to start this one. If not, I'll be a good girl and continue reading Midnight Sun, and maybe start this one tomorrow. I don't know. I really don't know, because I say one thing and do another. So I don't want to even promise anything at all. So you'll know later. I've got a bit of a dilemma. So it's Thursday, right? Yes, it's Thursday the 21st of November, and it's about 8 p.m. I'm in the mood to start a new book, because of course I am. Yesterday I did try and read Midnight Sun, but my mood really wasn't allowing me to because it was annoying me. Sorry about that. It was annoying me a lot. So I don't know why. Wasn't in the mood, I suppose. But now I'm in the mood to start a new book. But my dilemma is I can't decide which one. I can't even decide which TBR I want to choose it from. So if you're not familiar, if you're not familiar with my TBR system, I've got my main TBR, which is on this bookshelf, which is over 200 books. Then I also have my wrapped up books, which is the books that have been on my TBR the longest, so for quite a few years. Then I've got my unhaul TBR, which is the books that I'm thinking I'll unhaul, but I'll give them a chance before doing that. Then I've got temporary saves, which is a similar system, but I'm supposed to either unhaul them or read them before the end of May. Sort of like self-destruct, but not quite. And I've got my Kindle TBR as well, but I feel like I'm not quite in the mood for a Kindle book. I feel like I want to read a physical book. So, but I also do have a small stack of books that I want to read before the end of the year that I set for myself. Now I've put The Reckoning on there as well, which I think I should start, but at the same time I just want to start something unrestricted, if that makes any sense. So, and then thinking about the choices just blows my mind. I can't decide. It's too many books, too many TBRs, which is not a problem really, but I just can't decide. So I think what I'm going to do is use the random number generator to help me choose from which TBR to choose from, and then use the TBR jar. And for once I'm actually filming the process. So I'm going to use 1 as my main TBR. If number 1 comes up, that's going to be out of my main TBR. If number 2 comes up, that's going to be my wrapped up books up there. If number 3 comes up, that's unhaul. Number 4 comes up, that will be temporary saves. And number 5 is one of the 6 books in the stack that I've got in front of me for books that I want to read before the end of the year. I am terrified a little bit, but shall we do it? I'm scared. I feel like I'm in a mood that is just not the best, but I do want to read a book because I'm not in the mood for anything else. So, random number generator. I've got random.org website. I don't know even if you can see. Can you see? I hope you can see. I don't know if you can see, but let's put maximum of 5. Can you see? Generate. I'm scared. Oh, I think it's chosen 5. Oh, damn it. I didn't want to do that, really. This is so difficult. This is so damn difficult. Let me show you the stack then. Oh, should I just not go with it? I don't know. No, I feel like I should. I don't know. I can't decide. I can't decide at all. But fate's decided for me. So I've got these 6 books here. This is such a restricting TBR, but it'll be sensible to do, right? So I'm going to do a random number generator again, but this is going to be number 1, this is going to be number 6. Let's try that, shall we? I'm nervous. Okay, so please focus on the phone. Now I'm going to put 6 and generate, can you still see? 2, it's generated 2, okay. Number 2 is at least the shortest one, and that is Before We Say Goodbye, which is the 4th book in the series. Why has it gone a bit yellow? Has it always been yellow? I'm not sure. Anyway, it is the shortest book, at least, and this will be my decisive point, like I think I've said before, if I want to continue the series after this or not. This will be my decisive point. So, because the first book I gave 5 stars or 4 stars, I can't remember. I think it was a 5. Second was a good 4-star. Third was a 2-star, I'm pretty sure. So we'll see what I think of this then. Most likely I will update you when I read more, most likely at the weekend. So we'll see. Or later, who knows? Who knows? Hello, it's the next day now, Friday. I do have a couple of different updates. First of all, I am about halfway through the 4th book in the series. Yes, which I did start yesterday. And I cried in story number 2 because it's animal related. I knew I would cry. But I'm already enjoying this book more than I enjoyed the 3rd book in the series. So now I'm still not sure if at the end of this one I will still want to continue with the series or not. So that's still to be seen. No idea. Like I said, absolutely no idea. But yes, I'm enjoying it so far, and yeah, having a good time with it. Well, crying time yesterday, but still. So I've got 2 short stories left before I finish this one, so I should finish it this weekend. Then also I caved in and started a police procedural, like I've been wanting to do it. So on my lunch break I started The Reckoning by Jane Casey. I haven't read that much on my lunch break. I'm on page 28 currently, but I'm already enjoying it. I don't know if I can tell you the plot of these books because they each follow different cases, but in this case it follows DC Mauve Kerrigan, who works in a special team. I can't remember what it's actually called, but they're between CID and MSIT, or some separate team. I'm not 100% sure. I think they mostly deal with murders. I think. I could be wrong. I can't quite remember because it was mentioned in the 1st book. But in this one, there is a double murder of 2 men. That's what she's investigating with a DI. And already I'm intrigued. I said before, I think in previous videos, maybe? No, I didn't. Why would I? I don't know. Anyway, so these books, this is the second book in the series, by the way. I don't remember if I mentioned it at all. My brain's a bit scattered after work. But anyway, so these books are always full of detail and they feel like a proper investigation would feel. It's not rushed up, it's not like super exciting, it's not twists and turns. No, that's a lie. There are twists and turns, but they feel realistic, not dramatized or anything, because the cases are quite extreme, I suppose, as well. So that makes sense for some of the details, some of the turns and twists to be a little bit more dramatic, but not unrealistically dramatic. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It feels one of those most realistic police procedurals that I've ever read, because usually they are over dramatized and you can tell that nothing like that would happen in real life or whatever, but this feels really real, and they're quite big, which also helps. There's a lot of detail goes into cases, there's a lot of detail go about interviews of people. It's not mixed media, by the way, but it feels really nice and easy to follow. So even if it's full of detail, it's not actually intimidating. It's really, really easy to follow, and I'm just having a good time with it already. I've given the first book 4 stars. This one I do think will be another 4-star. So, but at least I finally continue with the series, because I think I bought this book back in June. So it's about time I continue with the series, because I do want to continue with the series. So I'm having a good time, and I do think I will read more of it at the weekend. And my other update as well, I finished my audiobook. I did finish it, so I gave it 4 stars again. I think it's the 4th book by this author that I've given it 4 stars to. I did enjoy it a little bit less though than the other 3 books, so I was tempted to give it 3.5, but in the end I thought I'm going to give it a 4-star as well. I enjoyed it, even though my interest did dwindle a little bit towards the end, because of, at first I thought it was a specific theme that was going to happen. At the end it turned out not to be that, so that was good. Can't tell you without spoilers, obviously, but I had a good time. I enjoyed it. It was unexpected, unpredictable as well in some ways, because I'm starting to, well, I get the writing style of the author and I know what the author is capable of and how they structure their books and stuff like that, so that's interesting. But I do want to continue and read more of their books, because I think I've got 2 now left on my Kindle. And I subscribe back to Audible, by the way, because currently I am on the limited offer that is 99p for 3 months, as in 99p per month, and plus £10 credit as well. So I don't know if I'll continue after the 3 months, because I have been enjoying audiobooks. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But anyway, I just thought I'd pop in here and give you this quick update. Next time I think I'll update you most likely when I finish Before We Say Goodbye. I haven't made any more progress in Midnight Sun, and I don't know if I will this weekend. I feel like that book is just, I don't know why it's taking me so long and why I don't want to read it. Like, I enjoy it when I'm reading it and I want to finish it, I don't want to DNF it, but it's just for some reason reading it actually takes forever. My cat is just staring at me again. There he is. Doesn't want to be showing his face because he just wants food, even though he's just had food. That's why he's staring at me, because it's time for food, but he was fed a little bit before food time. Now he wants food because he thinks that's how it works, but it doesn't. Anyways, bye. Hello, I'm just about to film my book haul. Well, one of the parts of my book haul is going to be, I think, quite a few parts, but yeah. But I'm here to tell you an update. Today is Saturday, the 23rd of November, and today I finished Before We Say Goodbye, and I'm still not sure if I want to continue on with the series. I give 3.5 stars. I did enjoy it more than the previous one, but at this point it does feel like these books are just trying so hard just to make you cry, which at this point to me personally feels kind of pointless. I feel like, yes, they sort of still bring messages and whatnot of stories of people and how they learn from their mistakes and how they're going to go about their lives after they've seen the person that they wanted to speak to and everything. But it's starting to feel pointless to me personally. I can't get out of that mindset. So it just feels like they're so hard trying to make you cry. I don't know if it's an unpopular opinion, but that's the one I have, unfortunately. So I'm tempted to not continue with it because there are so many other books on my TBR that I would rather read than continue with the series. But we'll see, who knows, maybe one day I go to a bookshop, see the next book in the series and want to get it, then I'll get it. If not, then I won't get it and won't continue with the series. But currently, yes, I don't feel like I want to continue, but we'll see. So those are my thoughts. I know it's not a lot, but still. Yeah, I don't have much attachment. I do still feel like the first book would have been amazing as a standalone. It would have been absolutely fantastic and it was great, it was emotional, but the rest of them just seem to be really repetitive and, like I said, just make you want to cry for the sake of it. So sorry if anyone loved this book, but I just gave it 3.5 stars. A super quick update, just because I'm on my lunch break and I just want to get reading, but I thought I'd film this before. Also, I've got a bit of a cold, so if I sound a bit off, I apologise, and I feel like the camera's a bit off, but anyway, it's going to be a quick one. So I'm on page 112 of The Reckoning. Pretty sure I said I started it. I hope I did. But anyway, I'm really enjoying it. I love the relationships between the characters. I love all the detail again. Again, it's starting to feel really real and I'm enjoying it all. I'm enjoying the investigation process. I'm enjoying everything about it. I also, yesterday, started a new book because of course I did. This time again, I used the random number generator to choose from which TBR I was supposed to be choosing from. And then I used the TBR jar after that because, so the TBR that was chosen was temporary saves, and the book that I've chosen from the TBR jar is Equinox. So I started it yesterday. I'm on page 58. I was enjoying it at first, but now it's gone to the journey bit, and I hate journey stuff in books because it just takes me out of the story and I find it a little bit boring. But this book I got from a Box of Stories a little while ago, and it's a fantasy book. And so the plot of this book, essentially in this world, there are, most of the people have like their day brother or sister or night brother or sister. It's the same person technically, as in the same body, but sort of two different people. One functions during the day, one functions during the night. And so our night person, he is an inspector for the police, special inspector, so he works for like magic cases. And there is one prisoner who's brought to prison, and this boy basically has teeth coming out of his eyes, and he ripped the eyes out. And our person needs to go and investigate what's happening. So it sounds like a really good premise, but like I said, the journey bit is actually slowed it right down for me and took me out of the story. So I'm hoping it's going to go back to being interesting again. So yeah, but also I fancy like starting a new book because of course I do. And I might put myself into reading some by doing this, but I just really want to. So I really want to unwrap one of my wrapped up books. So I'll show them to you and I'll show you which one I'm choosing as well. These are my wrapped up books. And for some reason I just really want to pick up one of them and see if I like any of them. So let's pick, I don't know which one I want to pick. Oh goodness, I wasn't expecting that. I kind of want to unwrap. No, I don't know which one I want to unwrap. Oh my god. I actually don't know which one I want to unwrap. Which one am I drawn to? All of them. Can't have all of them. This one. Let's pick up this one, okay? I need to free my hand. Hang on. I didn't even tell you what day it is today. It's Monday, by the way, the 25th of November. And I've got my wrapped up book. I'm pretty sure I mentioned them before, but these are the books that have been on my TBR for a very long time, and I wanted to forget what they are, so that it's a surprise whenever I pick up a new book. So I don't know what's going to be in this book, but I'm excited. I like the wrapping paper. I wrapped them last Christmas for myself. So let's see what this one is. The idea is, if I like the book, obviously I keep reading it. If I don't like it, then I DNF it. What is it going to be? Even my cat is watching me. Okay. Got another crimey one. It is The Shadow Man by Helen Fields. This book I got from Bookfulness when I used to be subscribed to them ages ago. And this actually sounds good. I think it's about these three girls who are locked in a flat, and they don't know where they are, why they're there. The only thing that they know is that the Shadow Man has taken them and he won't let them go. And they're obviously trying to escape. So I don't know what to expect. I've never heard anyone talk about it, but I'm not mad that this one popped up because it is my favourite genre, crime fiction. So I'm looking forward to reading this. Hello, sorry if I'm looking a little bit rough. I still have got a cold and I have worked from home pretty much all week, although today's Thursday, the 28th of November. I don't have many reading updates, but I feel like I haven't spoken to the camera for a few days, and considering it's a reading vlog, I need to talk about books. I need to be a little bit more proactive, I suppose. So I'll just update you quickly, and then I will show you my Tea Time Bookshop box again because I received a new one. So the update on The Reckoning. I am 203 pages into this book, which is almost halfway through. Obviously still enjoying it. With this book though, it feels so realistic. I feel like the characters in this book are so real. I feel like they're real people. I've never quite experienced that before with any of the books, I feel like. And I feel like the investigation, how it's going, as well as how their lives are going, the details of their life, feels so real, and I just can't get over that. It's incredible. I'm really enjoying this. It's a slow moving book, I would say, but it's still really good, still full of detail, and I am just having a good time with it, and so easy to read and really easy to follow as well. You'd think that a book that is full of detail about crimes and stuff like that, you feel like you have to pay attention to like remember everything. And yes, you do have to remember everything, but I feel like it's effortless in these books. Well, at least it's the second book in the series, so it's only the second one I'm reading about this author. But I do feel like they're effortless and they don't take that much brain power to remember anything or to pay attention. It's just there, and it's brilliant. So having a good time with this one. I don't think I'll finish it before the end of the month, unfortunately, but I'm okay with it because it's a big book and I'm just reading it in my own time, and I'm pretty sure I will finish it before the end of the year. And like with Midnight Sun, to be honest, I haven't touched it for days again. I'm just not motivated to pick it up. I don't know what it is. I just kind of feel like I don't want to read it. I feel like I want to read other books. I feel like I'm slightly starting to fall into a reading slump, which hopefully I won't be. But I'm fully blaming this book. I'm pretty sure, my brain is fuzzy this week. I don't even remember if I mentioned this book. I'm pretty sure I did. Did I? But anyway, it's one of my temporary saves. Now I'm almost halfway through. I'm on page 142 and there's 320 pages in this book. I actually genuinely considered DNFing it a couple of times now. It's just so slow. The plot is going nowhere. And I find myself zoning out quite a few times. There's something about the writing style. It doesn't feel quite present, if that makes sense. I don't feel like I'm in the story. It sort of wavers, and I don't know if it's my focus, if it's my attention, if it's my fuzzy brain that's just not comprehending words. Well, it is comprehending words, but I just find myself distracted by anything quite often and then just zone out and my thoughts just go somewhere else, and then I have to reread the passages of the book. But I'm not finding this engaging at all. I'm intrigued in the main mystery of why this guy has teeth coming out of his eyes, and because there's something to do with magic. I'm not enjoying it as much. Currently it feels like a 2, maybe 2.5 star, so that's why I've contemplated DNFing it. But I went to Goodreads to check reviews, and people say that the magic system, how the magic works, is revealed sort of slowly throughout the book and rather late. But it is apparently some darker sort of magic and people enjoy that, and I want to know what this is about. I do enjoy darker sides of the story sometimes, of stories, and darker side of magic, because I feel like fantasy is not my genre anymore for sure, but I do like a darker fantasy, like darker atmosphere, darker elements of it, or like a gothic fantasy. This one's not giving me any of that. It's just boring. Honestly, I'm finding it really boring. I could potentially still DNF it. I'd like to not DNF it because, like I said, I'm nearly halfway through and I'm intrigued of the whole mystery. But it feels like a chore to try and read this book, and I feel like it does slowly, it's slowly putting me in a reading slump. Hopefully it won't happen, but... And it takes me so long to read like 20 pages because, again, my brain just wavers. It goes somewhere else. It thinks of something else. And I just find myself having to reread it all the time, what I've already read, which is a waste of time. So, I don't know. I might still DNF it if it annoys me too much. I don't know. I know that about halfway through, or over halfway through, we change perspectives to his... The first half is basically from the perspective of the Night Brother. And the second half will be from the Day Brother, and I think one of them is keeping secrets from the other, was from the blurb. I'm intrigued, but my god, for such a short book, and it's a standalone as well, how can this be so boring? So, but at least hopefully it will be off my TBR one way or another. And I haven't made any progress in the Shadow Man. This one is not because I didn't want to, it's just because I have been trying to focus on Equinox, and like I said, because it's taking me a lot longer time, I feel like that's all I'm doing, reading that book and not getting anywhere with it. And obviously I'm reading a little bit more from The Reckoning. So this one hasn't actually been touched again for a day or two. Again, I'm pretty sure I've said about this one, right? I hope I did. So yeah, I'm still on page 22 and I do want to get back to it. So maybe at the weekend I will, because this evening I do think I want to just read Equinox and hopefully get a good chunk read. If not, just DNF it for the sake of it, because it's just not good. I want to read the books that I'm excited about. I want to read the books I want that make me want to read more, not the books that I'm forcing myself to read. Ugh. Anyway, now it's time to open my Tea Time Bookshop box. I haven't opened it, I just received it today and fought the urge to open it straight away because I wanted to do it on camera and I was working anyway, so let's open it. It's another hardcover. So first things I see here is coffee bags. Pretty sure it's a bag. Yeah, coffee in a bag. I do like coffee bags, they're quite good. So one of them is Italian roast and another one is Royale blend. I have never heard of the brand. Please focus. Yeah, never heard of the brand, but I'm excited to try it. I love coffee, absolutely love it. And also having it in a tea bag, like a coffee bag. I do enjoy those. So, we've got the usual biscuit chocolate chip cookies this time. Don't know if you're interested in seeing any of it, but I'm showing them to you anyway. Okay, so that'll be quite nice to have. Then we've got a really sort of subtle bookmark. Focus on the bookmark. I'm not sure if it's focusing. And there is a quote on the back from Jane Austen. And of course we've got a postcard of the same style as well. There we go. And it's the book that I've never seen before, which is good. Again, it's in an absolutely brilliant condition. The Leftover Woman by Jean Kwok. Never, ever, ever seen that cover before. Look at the condition. I know I've mentioned it many times, but I chose secondhand. But it's brilliant condition, absolutely fantastic condition. So let's read what this one is about and check Goodreads as usual. Two mothers, two worlds, one impossible choice. Jasmine Young thought her daughter was dead at birth, but 5 years after she was taken from her arms, she learns that her controlling husband sent the baby to America to be adopted, a casualty of China's one-child policy. Fleeing her rural Chinese village, Jasmine arrives in New York City with nothing except a desperate need to find her daughter.
But with her husband on her trail, the clock is ticking and she's forced to make increasingly risky decisions if she ever hopes to be reunited with her child. Meanwhile, Rebecca Whitney seems to have it all: a high-powered career, a beautiful home, a handsome husband, and an adopted Chinese daughter she adores. But when an industry scandal threatens to jeopardize not only Rebecca's job but her marriage, this perfect world begins to crumble. Two women in a divided city, separated by wealth and culture, yet bound together by their love for the same child. And when they finally meet, their lives will never be the same again. I'm intrigued, not gonna lie. Nothing special on here. Let's read the first sentence. This was published in 2023 and I've never heard of this book before. Prologue. May 6th, 2022. My beloved, I understand that forgiveness may not be possible. That's the first sentence. Okay, I'm intrigued. And it's actually not even 300 pages. So that would be nice. Let me go to Goodreads now. Okay, the rating is actually not that bad. It's 3.76 out of 26,000 ratings. Yeah, the majority of the people, which is 46%, gave it 4 stars. Then 28% gave it 3 stars, 18% gave it 5. 0% of the people gave it 1 star, and only 5% gave it 2. So it's quite a good rating. I'm actually excited about it. I do need to hurry up and read books that I've received from this box because I've only read 1 so far. And I've got 4 on my TBR now. Oh my god. I really need to catch up. 1 is up there and 2 sitting in front of me, and then 1 here. So 5 books that I really need to try and read. Is it 5? Can I not count? No, it's 4. It's 4 books. 4 books that I need to read. What am I doing to myself? But this sounds really good. I'm excited. I'm intrigued. So there we go. I also bought a Kindle book yesterday or this morning. I can't remember when. No, I think it was yesterday. I'll try to put up a picture here, and it just sounded really good. It just sounded as one of those things that's like revenge sort of thrillers. So like they were best friends before, but now this one of the girls is really popular. She's got everything. She's famous, potentially influencer, I think, and her best friend is the one who helped her get there. So now she sort of either wants it back or she's done something. Oh yeah, the best friend now forgot about her. So our main character wants sort of revenge. It just sounds intriguing, it sounds messy, and I kind of want to do that, to read that. It was only £1, so of course I couldn't resist. Anyways, that is it from me for today, and you'll probably see me most likely when I'm wrapping up the vlog. Bye! Hello, it's Friday now, and I've got good and bad news. Good news is that I finished Equinox. Bad news is that I gave it 2 stars. 2 stars. I skim read the last 50 pages. I just know I should trust my gut. If I'm not enjoying the book, I shouldn't think that it's going to get better, because I didn't enjoy the atmosphere and the style of it much from the beginning, so I should have known better really, rather than expect it to get better. But I've read reviews saying like the magic was going to get darker and explanation for it was kind of cool. I didn't see that at all. And if it was described in the last 50 pages, then I'm sorry, that's not good enough for a standalone that is 320 pages long. I found it incredibly boring. There were bits about religion as well, I think, and it's not really my thing. I just lose interest in that type of thing in the book. I don't think it was too much with the religion, but I didn't find the magic dark at all. I just found it really weird and vague. Like sometimes the descriptions that would be used, I just got lost a little bit in the way of like, wait, what's happening? Didn't like it. It's 2 stars. Now I wish I DNF'd it, because now I'm ending this vlog, by the way, on this sad note. I wanted to enjoy it, and I have learned my lesson, like I said, to trust my gut. If I'm not enjoying it from the beginning, although I was enjoying it for the first like 30 pages until there was that stupid journey thing. I don't like journey books. I don't know what it is about journey books, but as soon as there's a journey involved, I lose my interest so badly.
and after that it just didn't improve. Had it been improved, it would have been better. I just didn't like it. It was okay, I suppose. Well, I can't say I didn't like it because I did give it 2 stars and it was okay. There were parts that I liked. It was unique, obviously, with the day brother, night brother, day sister, night sister, and all of that. And the mystery of the thing. It was actually boring. It was super boring explanation of what happened to the boy. I just found it so boring for a small 320-page book of a standalone fantasy that sounded so good. This was incredibly boring. Oh my goodness. I feel like I never ever ever want to read again. And this is not a good feeling. That's why I should just DNF books when I think I'm not going to enjoy them. So, lesson learned. If I'm stalling with a book, if I'm not wanting to read it, because I've got so many that I could love and enjoy, I won't force myself ever again, hopefully. But yes, like I said, I am finishing this vlog now because tomorrow is the last day of November and I'm going to be out anyway, and I don't expect to finish the 3 of the books that I've got left because I've got a long way off. So they will definitely carry over into December. I don't know if I will do December reading vlog. I've never done that before, I don't think. So I might do or I might not. I'll see how I feel when it's actually December in a couple of days' time. But yeah, like I said, my priority will be to read those 3, and then who knows what's going to happen with my reading. I do have my priority TBR. I also have a couple of Kindle books that I'd like to get to before the end of the month, the end of the year, but I don't know if I will because, like I said, December is a busy month. I'm sorry to finish this on a sadder note, but you can't help it, can you? Sometimes you just read a book and wish you didn't read it. This was what happened with this one. I like the cover of it though, like the feeling of it is so I don't want to say soft, it's so silky and smooth. It's nice to touch it. But the contents of the book, now I see why it was such a low rating on Goodreads. Well, not low, most of the people gave it 3 stars. I'm not even giving it 3 stars, 2 stars, that's it. Anyway, I better stop complaining about the book. I hope you enjoyed this video nonetheless anyway, and if you did, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye!